Hi, Dan.
Where are we?
We are in Area 12, which is Alppiharju.
Which has made it easy because we've split it right down the middle.
We have.
So I'm doing Alppipuisto and you're doing...
I'm doing Harju.
I think I've got the better deal here.
I don't know. Harju is really interesting. You know, it's a geographical term in Finnish as well.
Oh, we'll get to that.
We will get to that.
So where are we standing?
We are standing at the south entrance of Linnanmäki.
What year was Linnanmäki built?
Oh, hey, it's got the oldest wooden roller coaster. I should know this, maybe 1936?
1950. And do you know why it was built?
Because of the Olympics?
No, it was built because the charities needed a way to raise money. So it was actually founded by the children's charity in Helsinki.
And it's still run by them.
It's always been run as a non-profit organisation.
Yep.
The biggest non-profit organisation in Finland, I believe.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, even bigger than, I guess it is, yeah. Which is really cool because they don't charge entrance fees. You don't have to buy a ticket to walk into Linnanmäki.
No, and they always have a selection of free rides every year as well.
They do.
So what do you know about this entrance?
It's the south entrance, that's all I know.
Well, okay, so we're on the entrance that's next to...
Helsinginkatu and Turenkatu.
Which was the original main entrance. But there was too much congestion by the roads of people waiting before the gates opened, so they moved the main entrance to the other side.
Okay, because it's the other side that I know.
Yeah.
Like, I've maybe come in here a couple of times because I caught the metro, but usually...
Well, in our lifetime, it's always been the other side. But originally in 1950, for the first few years, this was the main entrance.
So you could, I mean, you can still use this one now.
You could, well, because it's free entry, it's easy enough to get in and out anyway.
True, yeah.
Yes, and also the Sea Life Centre is here as well.
I remember when Sea Life opened, so it's since...
In the last 25, 30 years.
It's since 2002.
It was here when I moved, so it must have been before 2004 then.
Okay, so maybe 2002?
Let's go for 2003 and split the difference.
Why not? But maybe we should try and find out when it really did.
This area basically is between the railway, Turenkatu, and there's one other road that runs around the other side. And it's a little twisted square of area, but there's a big history to it, and we'll delve into that in a little while.
Super.
Okay, so we've walked from the entrance to Linnanmäki, and we are now in Alppipuisto.
This is a very nice park.
It is. This area, Alppila, is known for having a lot of parks in the space. Okay. This is the biggest one.
So not so many people live here and lots of open space.
There is a decent population, but yeah, there's a lot of open space. This originally, until 1858, was actually part of the Turla Bay, and then they built the railway line. So this was originally the largest park single park in Helsinki.
Yep.
And then they put the railway line through the middle. The Zoos Park Company leased the area to Henrik Bergström, who founded the Alppuden restaurant, which is one of the most famous restaurants in Helsinki back then. And it burnt down, and it was rebuilt, and in the 40s it was a very popular dance venue. And it burnt down again in 1951. And it eventually became known as Alppipuisto in, I haven't got the year for this, but there was a lot of language disputes over what the park was going to be called, so it switched between its Finnish and Swedish name for many years. But this has been part of the management of City of Helsinki since 1907.
07?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
So this has been a City of Helsinki park since Russian rule.
Yes.
But I mean, it's not a massive park, but it's got a river running through it. It's got some nice little bridges. This is where we are right now, looking over here. This is where the stage is in the summer, and it's up for about 8 weeks. And every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, there are gigs on the stage. Because it's run by the city, you can put in an application to run a show there. So anybody can have an event here, but it can't be political and it can't be religious.
Okay.
There's some seating areas. They normally have food trucks around as well.
Yeah. There's a lovely fountain that we actually moved past, so it didn't interfere with our recording. We can hear the trains on the train track behind us here.
Can we see them?
No, we can't see them, but we can.
Yeah, just about.
And there. Yeah, all right. And within a month, when all the trees have dropped their leaves, then the trains will be very visible.
Yep.
And I would say this is a very popular picnic spot.
In the summer, yeah, definitely.
On summer evenings, this would be a great place to come.
Okay, so now we're walking towards the front entrance of Linnanmäki. Well, what they call the front entrance
What they call
now.
the front.
And we can see the Sea Life Centre. Heather, you wanted to say something.
I do want to say something. So earlier we were discussing when Sea Life actually opened, 2002. So it's been open 23 years. It's actually part of a European Sea Life consortium type company. They have 100.
That makes it sound very business-like.
It does, doesn't it? But they do have 100 different species inside there and about 3,000 creatures. There you go.
That just made me think of the Paul Simon song, 100 Ways to Lose Your Lover.
Hey, okay.
As soon as you said 100, I was like, I got a song for that.
Cool. And the other thing that I wanted to say, especially for Helsinki listeners, they're going to be closed for renovation 20th of October until the 1st of January 2026. So if you're in a hurry to get to Sea Life this year, get there before the 20th of October.
Go as soon as you finish listening to this episode.
Absolutely.
Okay, Heather, we are in another park because that's pretty much what this area is famed for. What's the name of this park?
I have no idea because I was under strict instructions not to look at the map, not to work out where I was. So
okay,
I have no idea.
This is Linnanmäki.
Lenin, okay,
Yes.
Lenin, as in
The Lenin, yes.
the Lenin. Okay.
This was built in the 60s
Yes,
on a rugged, rocky slope, as we can see.
very rugged and rocky. Yes.
There's a small stream which was built through the park, which flows into a basin near the gate of the culture centre, which we will get to. The park is popular with many types of mediators, and the field is used by enthusiasts of Tai Chi and other outdoor sports. That's around this side. It was renamed Lenin Park in 1970, and there are still calls to rename it to this day.
Okay, so what was its name earlier, if it was something else and not Lenin Park?
I don't think it had a name.
Okay.
I think it was still considered part of Alppiharju,
Okay,
but with
yes.
Linnanmäki in the middle.
Yep.
So there's this big area here. This is where they do the Tai Chi and all of that kind of thing. It's not a big park, but it is a bit difficult to find because it is tucked away.
It is tucked away, but actually once you're in the park, it's very quiet except for the pesky lawnmower that's behind us. But very popular with dog walkers, and I noticed there was a sign with a peeing dog and a big yes written underneath it. Dog-friendly park.
Yes, I think this one's much less for kids. And from here, we can also see the back where the wooden roller coaster is of Linnanmäki.
Yes.
So it's probably not that quiet in this bit during summer,
Probably not.
with all the screamers going down that slope.
And then there's we can see a couple of other rides. One of these is the really slow one that goes around and round. And then the other one, it's this one that,
The one that dropped Kingis.
yeah, that's the one. It pulls you up really slowly and then, boom, drops you.
So Heather's now read the sign and all the bits I've missed, which frankly I did extensively look on the website for Alppiharju, but it didn't include some of the information like...
Well, the park was actually a landscape architect planned the park as it is in its current form. And now I've forgotten her name, but she was a very influential landscape architect. She's done heaps of work, or she did heaps of work, both in and outside Finland.
Maj-Lis Rosenbreuer.
Maj-Lis Rosenbreuer.
That's what I said.
You did, yes. I'm just repeating it.
I did one Swedish course. I may have dropped out now, but...
Yeah. So we've got trees here that aren't necessarily found anywhere else.
Non-native.
Non-native. There are some perennials and a very nice, some viewing platforms that you can look. It's not as good as if you're in the viewing tower inside Linnanmäki, or if you do the wheel, which has these nice... Have you been on the wheel in
Yeah,
Linnanmäki?
not for a long time though, because it's not free anymore. It used to be one of the free attractions every year.
Is it not free?
It hasn't been for about 5 years.
Oh, that's a bit sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always nice to sit up there and then you could look all over Helsinki and work out where you lived.
This is Musiikkitalo, the culture house.
It's an Alva Aalto building.
That's correct, yes. Designed, built in what year?
I don't know.
1958.
All right, I was going to say 57. So
Oh, close.
yeah, close.
You remember it well.
It's a quite intimate event space. Nick Cave used to play here last time Nick Cave came to Finland.
All right, should I give you a list of the biggest names I could pick out from the list online?
Go ahead.
Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, Queen, Ella Fitzgerald, John Coltrane, the Ramones, Metallica, and Lady Gaga, I would say, are the absolute biggest acts that have been here.
They're all very, very big names.
Yeah.
Yes.
And who was it funded by?
Oh, that I don't know. The Finnish... I don't know.
It was the Communist Party.
Really?
In 1958, the Finnish People's Democratic League, it was called at the time, and it was built mostly by volunteers. The capacity of the Alto Hall, which is the main hall here, is 1,452. That's if the ground seats become standing.
Right.
And then there's the Cult Club downstairs, which is the smaller one where bands play earlier on in their career, which holds 400.
Okay.
There's also this restaurant we can see, Sopel, which is open daily for lunches.
Cool.
And as you look at the building on the right side, these are offices, music rooms and study places generally for music and arts students, but yet they can hire their own room here
nice.
to do their study. Also, I've just taken a picture, it will be on the socials. This is one of the many, many statues in this area. This one is called the Builder's Hand, and it was by Väinö Aaltonen in 1960.
It definitely looks like a quite rugged hand. What's he got in his... What's he holding? Some sort of block?
Yeah. It's to represent the building of the building of the building.
Okay, building of the building. All right. So I actually have a very personal connection here. When our son was in kindergarten, daycare, the daycare organised a Christmas concert. So they had 5 different campuses in the capital area, and everyone would come here for the Christmas concert.
Yep. What was the last thing you saw here?
Alex's Christmas concert.
Oh my goodness, really? Wow.
So every time people say, oh, so-and-so's coming, you should get tickets. By the time I actually get around to getting tickets, the tickets are all booked out. I
was here a couple of months ago to see stand-up comedy. It was Ramesh Ranganathan.
I remember you saying,
Yes, and before that, it was last November, and it was the Minerzal Brass, who are a comedy brass 8-piece.
Yes.
Who are absolutely hilarious. If anybody doesn't know who they are, you really should check them out online. Right, so we're now pretending that we're standing outside Alppiharju Church, aren't we, Heather?
Do we have to pretend?
Yes, I don't want to walk back there. I messed up my geography and I walked straight past it. Yeah, we're not going to have to talk about that. Alppiharju Church was used by the Chinese-speaking congregation of the Helsinki parish.
Okay. It's a Lutheran church for Chinese speakers.
In 1953, there was an architectural competition held to build the church, as so many of these areas, and it was won by Kaio Ström and Olavi Tuomisto, and was completed in 1957. Although the church isn't protected, the Finnish Antiquities Agency has defined it as part of national significance because of the church's high-quality architecture and representativeness. The Kallio parish gave up the church in the spring of 2025 and its future is unclear. However, it had only just been renovated in 2011 and cost €5 million to renovate.
Wow.
They now think to renovate it to the standard it needs to be now, it will cost another €30 million.
Oof, that's a lot of money. Okay, I sort of understand why the church walked away.
Yeah. There was a farewell mass held on Ascension Thursday this year, and it was almost full for the first time in years.
Wow.
But they didn't try and raise any money when they did that, so there is currently zero in the pot of the 30 million available.
Oh no.
So, yeah, it's culturally significant, but whether it lasts very long, I don't think so. Looking
like at online, it's one of these modern churches that doesn't necessarily look like a church unless you look for the cross. And then it's sort of, okay.
Well, they've basically gutted the inside. They took the church organ out and everything.
Wow.
Because the church organ was worth some money. So they sold that I think they sold that a couple of years ago. So separately to the recording of the show with Heather, I went to the Workers' Museum, which is a small museum in an old wooden row of houses, which displays the conditions people were living in from the early 1900s through until the last person moved out in the early 2000s. and each room is set in a different decade, so you can really see the progression of people's living conditions and how they move through. And it's a fascinating museum, well worth a visit. It's free entry, and it's open on Wednesdays to Sundays from 11 until 5, until I believe the end of November. So well worth checking that one out. Okay, so just to finish on the Alppila side of things. Yes, I have got some questions for you, Heather.
Fantastic.
What is the approximate population of Alppila at the end of last year?
I'm going to say 6,500.
Way over, 4,300.
4,300.
And
All right.
there are 1,400 people working in the area
Okay.
as of the end of 2022.
Yep. I guess in summer that number expands quite a lot with Linnanmäki and all the summer workers.
Yes. So due to the hilly terrain, the area was named Alpen, the Finnish equivalent of Alpi. Alpen is a cereal in England.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it on the shelves here as well. Yes.
So the name Alppudan came into use as the name of the restaurant Alppuden, which opened there in 1870, and its Finnish translation began to be Alppila, which was confirmed as the name of the entire park area in 1909, and in 1959 Alppila became a sub-district of Alppiharju.
No, that ties in. That's like when Helsinki was really growing.
Yeah.
Like the mid to late 50s.
So what we've missed, we've done the two biggest parks.
Yes.
What we've missed is Loviisampuisto, so Loviisam Park.
Yes.
That is still in the planning stage and has been for several decades. That is supposed to be an area of 5,572 square metres, which is close to the junior high school and upper secondary.
Okay.
Savonpuisto, which is the organic park,
Oh.
borders Savonkatu, Porvonkatu and Alppitalo.
Yeah.
Alppitalo. In 2003, local resident Vuoko Jarva launched an organic park project with the Alppila Society to develop the upper parts of the park, and the aim is to renovate it and explore opportunities for developing the participation of school children and residents.
Sounds good.
And then there's Saimaanpuisto, another small rock park, and there's two more tiny parks which I don't have the names of. Oh, and there's a tiny nameless park, Makoninpuisto. So the statues, we've seen the builder's hand.
Yes.
In the Alpine Park, there is the modular and builder sculpture by Kain Tapper, who's quite a well-known sculptor. Then in Linnanmäki, which is closed at the moment, there are several statues. There's the Fish Boy, the Playing Bears, both by Mikko Hovi, and new statues, Moon, Sun, and Bull Parodium by Sakari Peltola.
Good.
So now we're on to Harju.
Harju, yes, which is a family name in Finland. It is the Finnish word for a geographical formation that happened in the Ice Age. Basically, Harju as a name, as a place name, pops up. There's quite a few places around Finland that have Harju in the name.
Including Donna Harju, the kebab restaurant.
Oh,
It's
no,
the sponsor,
no.
It's the sponsor of the film festival that I'm at, so I had to mention it.
Okay, so they're actually in the Harju area where we are going
Well, I think
today.
that company started in that area. Which
They
is why
did,
it's called
absolutely,
that.
yeah. And actually, so Harju is a great incubation spot, place, location for restaurants and bars. They open and close with
Alarming regularity.
Regularity, yes. But if you can make it here in Harju, then you can make it anywhere, pretty much. So a lot of, well, almost anywhere. Okay, here we are. Brahen Kenta, Brahes Field, ice hockey in the winter, pond hockey in the winter, football in the summer.
And American football nowadays.
And American football. I think they might have played Australian rules here. I vaguely recall someone mentioning that. But
Well, that's just hardcore rugby, really, isn't it?
yeah, there's, I guess you could say, centre of like Helsinki sports and
Amateur sports.
amateur sports.
Yeah.
And now I realise that in my research, I forgot to find out when the park was actually put
1958.
1958.
I don't know. No, you're going to have to look
Or
it up. But
57.
yeah, 57 of everything around here is 57, 58.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's artificial turf. That's the only thing I want to add.
Yeah.
Which is, unfortunately, most Finnish sport is played on artificial grass because it's cheaper to maintain. You don't have to get it back to standard after winter. If you're a golfer, this is a horrendous country to live in. because you only get 6 months of golf season because they're regrowing the grass after winter each year.
True. Okay, it's also the ice that they have here is artificial. So it's a proper ice skating field, outdoor field in winter. And
The ice is artificial.
artificial ice, yeah.
What happens when it snows?
It stays frozen, but they make the ice. That's what I mean.
Right.
Instead of the
Relying on the
natural
snow.
field, yeah. In summertime, most football fields are for football, but in winter they all become ice hockey rinks. So they bring in a truck and put down the water. All right. So there was nothing actually built here until the first Alppiharju was laid out 1901, and even then they didn't actually plan the field. It wasn't until 1921.
So that's when it officially became a sports park.
Yeah. Then 1930, Alexis Kivi School was built. And actually, Alexis Kivi School, we'll get to, has very interesting history as well. Here we are in the centre of Harju, which is an area bounded by Helsingin-katu, Storenkatu, Alexis Kivi-katu, and now I've forgotten Hämeentie. That's the other road that it borders on, which is over by where the metro station is. Flemingen-katu, we're going to head up the hill. Directly opposite, we have Hursten Food Bank. So that's one of the things that stands out in this area. Have a guess what the population density is for this area. So how many persons per square kilometre?
Per square kilometre?
Per square kilometre.
Damn it, I thought you were going to ask me what the population was and you gave that away earlier.
I did.
Per square kilometre around here,
Yes.
I don't know, 750,000.
Okay, actually, I'm glad you said something thousand. It's actually 24,270 persons.
I wasn't far out.
Per square kilometre. But the whole area is actually less than a square kilometre. It's 0.27 square kilometres. There are 7,237 residents as of the end of last year. And how many people work here? 1,539.
So less than in the area we were in before.
Less than
But only because Linnanmäki has so many part-timers, I think.
Exactly.
Right.
All right, we're going to head up the hill. Alexis Kivi Peruskoulu. Alexis Kivi Koulu, that's we're only seeing a small corner of the building right here, the school in front of us. The largest state school when it was built back in 1934. It's now actually split into two parts. And now I've forgotten what I was going to say.
Read thy notes.
Yeah, but my notes actually don't say very much about this, which is really bad.
I'm keeping this in.
I thought I would go looking for famous people that were born in the area or grew up in the area, but all the famous people that I found actually came from somewhere else. So unfortunately,
they lived here but didn't come.
They lived here, but they didn't come from here, or they didn't actually live in this particular area. Which, given there are so many people that do live here, I was a little bit surprised about. The whole area, home to over 100 bars and restaurants.
Well, we're standing on Porvongatu, which is the bar street of Kallio.
It is,
I have done many pub crawls down this street, and it's known for being cheap, a bit crap, but very easy to get drunk.
Yeah, I do believe that Restaurant Day had its birth in this very area. Do you remember which year Restaurant Day started?
It's about 12 or 13 years old, isn't it?
2011. So actually, that's 14. Yeah. Yep.
I was close.
You were close, yes. And the first year there were maybe 20 restaurants, but it grew quite exponentially. But then sometime, I'm going to say 2015, 2016, regular restaurants started participating and sort of pushing out the irregular restaurants, which was supposed to be the ones that were supporting or supported by Restaurant Day. Which financial institution has its headquarters in this area?
Nordea.
Nordea. Well done. Very good. Yes.
Because this is the new Nordea building in front of us.
Nordea campus, they call it.
The reason I know about this part of the area so much is my rehearsal room's just over there.
Harju from which year?
2012.
Thank you. Very good. Yes. Dan is exhibiting great observation skills today.
Well, it pops up as in the trailer for the film festival I'm at, and it actually says underneath established 2012.
Okay, and the window. Did you see there on the window? It said.
Well, yeah, it's part of their logo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Because 13 years is an incredibly long time, and you have to shout about that. It is in the restaurant world, to be fair.
And Helsinki restaurant world for like a kebab place, definitely. Although, no.
They're not hugely authentic kebabs, though, are they?
No, but they taste good. All right, Dan, what's the building in front of us?
Crematorium.
No, this is the morgue. And then it was a paint storage facility, and then it was a youth centre. Do you know when it was built?
1912 or something like that.
1923, so not far off.
I've just got my numbers the wrong way round.
Right. I mean, early 20th century. At the moment now, it's actually not being used for anything. Month of August, it was a community space, so lots of small businesses were set up here doing stuff, and they had a cafe. And now, once again, the doors are closed and it's not being used for anything. On the other side of the park, Alppiharju is maybe the most popular self-selling flea market space, I guess you could say. It's free May until August, although if the weather is good, on any Saturday or Sunday outside that time, people will come and set up and be selling stuff. The only thing I don't like about that flea market is that sometimes people, if they can't sell everything that they bring, they just leave it here, which I think is a bit sad. And the rubbish bins are never big enough to cope with the things that aren't sold.
It gets far too busy at times.
Yeah.
I don't like this one very much. I prefer the ones that are in the ice halls and things where it's nice, there's an obvious route and everybody's walking in the same direction.
Yes, yeah. Or then the city set up a flea market in front of Hiettalahti Kauppahalli. So the market hall, marketplace in Hiettalahti, which that's another district, and we will get to that in the future. We are standing on the corner of the park and Alexis Kivi Street, looking up Harjukatu towards back towards where the metro station is. This is the street that is famous for the other side of Harju, which is adult entertainment, I guess you could say. So if you're in need of stress relief, there you go, stress relief.
The sign I'm looking at right now sums it up. Private erotic show massage.
There you go, yes. All right, next door to Savu Cafe, which actually is a really nice little cafe. This is a very interesting part of town. There's lots of interesting flavour, I guess you could say.
So now we're standing outside my favourite part of this area, which is Rolling Records.
Rolling Records.
Right
Rolling Records.
So it's one of the better record shops in Helsinki. They did have two stores at one time. There was one in Turla as well, but that closed down during COVID. But they've got loads of good old vinyl. The quality's always good. The guy there is really helpful. And if you're looking for, I would say second-hand vinyl specialist. The new stuff's not as good in there, but the second-hand side of things is quite... Actually, no, the new section's decent as well. But yeah, it's a one-off independent record store, so it's not like a Level Calperax, for example, which there's like 9 of them around the country. This is a proper independent record shop. And I thought it had been around a lot longer, but apparently it's only 10 years old.
Yeah. So I know Black and White Records, which are on the same sort of level, or...
This is a little bit smaller than Black and White.
Yeah.
I think this is just a one-man show.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, it has some good offers from time to time. But definitely worth checking out if you're strolling around the area.
All right. And what else can we say? All right, so Pirintori. So, Pirintori, like Devil's Market, I guess you could say, has had a bit of a facelift. It
has had a massive makeover since because I played Kallio Block Party here in 2000 and I want to say 17. When I had my record label, I was organising a show in Leppäkomies, which is just round the corner. And we played a gig on this square where the 5 rising poles are now from the underground, from the metro.
Okay, yeah.
They didn't used to be there. And yes, it was a terrible gig, one of the worst I've ever played. Too many distractions. A lot of drunk people. Well, this was the food area that year. So they had about 9 or 10 food vans around, and it was very calm. There was constant security.
Okay, it would be, yeah. We also have some interesting artwork. There's a flower that looks like it's an upside down, what's this thing? 8 legs.
Octopus?
Octopus, thank you.
Except it's only got 4 legs.
Yeah, we've got a snake. We've got that looks like a lizard. We've got a basket of fruit over on the other side. We've got this lovely bird right next to us. So there's a heap of like modern art in the square and individual chairs. So this is the thing I love about Finland. Parks here have individual chairs. So you can sit next to someone, but you're not next to someone because there is an actual physical gap between you and the next chair. Yeah,
and we can also see Ravintola Iltakoulu, which is one of the most famous bars in Helsinki. It's a scummy old bar, but the beer's very cheap. That's the starting point for any pub crawling.
Okay, there you go. That's I'm going to say that's cheap beer. That's the key phrase for this particular area. Cheap beer, cheap food, and lots of different tastes. Pick a cuisine, you can find them here.
Yeah.
They'll start here and then move somewhere else.
And this S-Market is quite famed for having been robbed more than any other one in Finland as well.
I don't know, the Alppiharju just down the road also. I think
maybe it's close competition.
Maybe. Well, it's the same company. So,
True.
Yeah.
So, you think we've explored this area now?
We've touched on it. It's very compact. We have just scraped the surface, I guess you could say. But certainly, if you're looking for a lively night out, this is the place to come. If you're looking for a quiet Sunday stroll...
That was my area.
That was your area, absolutely, yes.
Let us know if there's something we should see in any of the area, because we're doing the whole of Helsinki over the next 60 weeks of doing this.
Yes. So if you live in Helsinki and we haven't covered your area and you want to have some input, let us know, because we're always looking for someone who lives in an area to walk and talk with us.
Yes, cultural.hell with 1 L @gmail.com. Thanks, Heather.
Thanks, Dan.